Hello everyone and welcome to this XPath series for the testers. In this particular tutorial, we will learn about the logical operators in XPath. So let's begin. Logical operators allows you to combine the multiple conditions in your XPath expressions. Now this makes your element selection more precise or more flexible depending on your needs. As automation tester, our goal is to identify that element uniquely. Now, these logical operators are very much helpful when you are working with the dynamic web pages where attributes and elements change really frequently, right? So let me write a definition over here. So basically, logical operators allow you to combine multiple conditions in your XPath expressions. Okay, and there are three logical operators. The first one is AND operator, then we have OR operator, then we have NOT operator. Now let's talk about this AND operator. So basically it combines multiple conditions and all conditions must be true. So for example, you have condition 1, then you have condition 2, then you have condition 3. So in case of AND operator, so basically all must return true, all must be true. So this condition should be true, this condition should be true, this condition should be true. So basically when you are selecting an element that has more than one specific attribute, when your target element shares a tag name with others, but you want to narrow it down using the multiple filters. Okay, in that case, all conditions must return true. This means that all conditions should be fulfilled. If any of the condition return false, it will not work. Okay, in case of or operator, so you have like condition, let me copy this one from here and here. So basically what happens in the case of OR, at least one condition must be true. At least one condition must be true. So if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, it will work. If condition 1 is false, condition 2 is true, even in that case it will work. But in a scenario where both condition 1 and condition 2 both will be false, then this will not work, right? So OR means any of the condition should be true. Okay, and when we talk about the NOT, so NOT means negate. Okay, NOT operator, basically we are talking about negate. So basically for example, if I say that select an element which does not meet my requirement or does not meet my specific condition. Okay, select element which does not meet the condition. So for example, I'm saying that I need a software tester which does not belongs to maybe XYZ company or XYZ city, or maybe I need a software tester which does not have uh, performance testing skills. Just giving you a hypothetical example over here just to make you understand. Okay, now let's see these three practically. Let's go to the browser over here, and we have this form which we are using for the learning purposes. And here what we will do is that let's write a condition. Again, we are learning this concept so that at the end of the day you should be able to write an XPath expression which can uniquely identify the element, right? So here we have different input fields, and here let's control F, and we are writing the relative XPath which start with a double forward slash, and let's suppose we need to find the input field. So I'll say input field, and there right now you see that as soon as I type the tag, it says that 1 of 34. Now we need to narrow down, we need to filter, right? So we can go with the conditions here, and I say at the rate where type. So you see that in the input field we have an attribute like type is equal to text, okay? And for this first name we have type is equal to text. We have for this particular last name again we have input field with the type is equal to text, right? So let's first go with the type, okay? So I will say type is equals to text. Now we have just narrowed down, and now we are come to 1 of 8, but I need to identify this first name field. So what I'll do is that I will use a condition over here, and at the rate, and here we don't need to close this one, and at the rate, for example, I will say where id is equals to, and id is basically his first name. Let's copy this from here and paste it over here and close the bracket. Now you see that we have just used the condition. Now if you look in this particular element, this first condition is true and second condition is also true. That's why we are able to locate this element. We have type equals to text and the id here is equals to first name. That's why we are able to locate this element using AND operator, okay? And let's suppose, let's see another example. Let's see, we need to find some button. I'll say button and at the rate type, and type again is for example I need to find some button over here. Let's scroll down, and let's suppose we need to find this button, okay? So type, if I inspect this one, let me inspect this one, okay? So type here is submit, okay? So I'll say type equals to submit, and if I close this one, though we are able to identify it uniquely, but in case if you're not able to identify it uniquely, you might need to filter it further. So let's filter this further, and I say and add class is equals to, and this is the class. So let me copy this one, and this is my second condition. Close the bracket, and you see that we have successfully identified this element uniquely. Though I know that we can simply, in this particular example, we can identify it using this submit type only. But just to demonstrate you that how we can use this AND operator. Okay. Now here in AND, both conditions needs to be true. And in case of OR, any condition needs to be true. For example, input, and let's suppose at the rate type is equals to, I'll say type equals to email, and if I close this one, we can identify this field, okay? And I will say or at type is equals to, for example, I'll say 12, okay? So again, you see that we are able to identify the element here. If any of the condition is true, it will return the element. Now problem here is that though we learned that we are using the OR, so in our case right now what is happening, the first condition is also true and second condition is also true. That's why we are seeing two elements, right? Type 12 is for this number, and this this one is for the email. For example, if I change here 1, 2, 3, now this becomes 1 of 1. Now the first condition is true and second is false over here. So you need to understand this concept where you can use or and. And let's suppose you want a scenario where you want a condition in a negate form. Even you can negate the condition. Again, depending on your DOM you're working, the scenarios you're working. Now let's see the example for the not here. So we are negating this one. So let's suppose we say at type equals to text and not and not negating this one, not at the rate id. So I'm saying that the id should not be equals to the first name. Okay, so I want an input field having the text, but the id should not be first name. Okay, so id should not be a first name. id should not be first name at the rate. So here we need a small brackets before closing this one because we need to negate this one, right? So here again, basically we are negating that the second part should not be the first name. Okay, so input field type equals to text and not at id first name. So you can negate. So also you can go with, like, for example, I will say /div at the rate class equals to, for example, I will say section and not, again, small bracket at the rate the attribute. So I'll say id equals to, for example, we have, if we go up over here, so we have this person information, right? So if I inspect this person information, so this is the id for this particular div. So let me copy this one and paste this one here, and we need to close this one and then the last bracket. Again, the purpose here is to negate that condition, right? So we are looking for a div which has having a class section, and if there are multiple, then it should not give me a element which has an id of person info. So again, the concepts here is that we need to uniquely identify the element. Though we are still unable to locate this one, we will try to filter and learn more concept to make it unique. But right now, just understand the concept is that you can use the logical operators to write your XPath expression. There are 3 logical operators. We have and, or, and not. And basically, in case of AND operator, your all conditions must be true. All conditions must return true. In case of OR, at least any one condition must return true. And not operator means that select an image which does not meet the condition. So if we are using some condition and using not, so we are saying that this condition should not meet, right? So that's how you can basically use the logical operators and make your XPath unique.